Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Temptation Island coverage here on the Hot Tamales on Islands feed. Today, we are talking about approximately episodes 5 to 7 of Temptation Island 2026 on Netflix. I'm, of course, MacInnis, joined as always by the wonderful, smart, beautiful, amazing Maggie Morgan. Maggie, how are you?
Oh my God, Kirsten, I'm doing so much better now that I'm here with you. Wow, these people are something. This is a great season. No?
This season is so messy. I'm having such a blast. I feel like Temptation Island has taken all of the things that worked from the first Netflix season, ditched the stuff that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work. It really just is such an enjoyable ride to go through.
Yep, all action, no filler. Like I agree with you. I think that the transition from USA to now here has only brought insanely positive changes. And maybe it's the binge factor for a show like this. Like you do kind of just
Mhm.
want to keep going and watch them back to back. But I love that we don't get like the weird sort of like even it appears that there won't be final dates this season, which we haven't seen that part yet, but Mark told them at their final bonfire before they get reunited, like couples are leaving tomorrow. So I don't even know that we're going to get these like final overnight magical dates that we
I
used to get, which I think is fine.
See, I still think they're gonna do the overnight dates. I think
Oh,
that
me
what
too.
he meant by the singles leaving is that like everyone except your one special person is gonna be
Got it.
leaving. But I'm open to being wrong. And honestly, like
Hmm.
those final dates are always a snoozer. And
Yes.
I have lots of feelings on how love shows end. And I think that's probably best saved for our final podcast of the season. But I have currently no complaints with how Temptation Island is doing it.
I also like, I really feel like these couples are so messy, but it's not the same story for all of them. I feel like sometimes on a season, it's like all three of the guys are scumbags hooking up with all of the girls, and that's why like it's not working. But it's not working for really anyone, but the why is all different. So that really gives us stuff to dive into and kind of expand on
Yes.
based on what we talked about last time.
100%. All
Mhm.
of the men are reacting differently, and so then
Mhm.
everything is just a little bit different, which does keep it exciting. You gotta
Mhm.
If I've learned anything about Temptation Island over the years, it's that in a relationship, you need things to be fresh and exciting. So, thank you to Temptation Island for doing that.
And
Okay, who do you wanna start with, Maggie? Or do you have something else to say first? Sorry.
no, I think we'll get there. I was just gonna say, like, we said it before, I'll say it again. Marco Wahlberg this season is just freaking crushing it to the point where like he truly is these people's like therapist, father, friend. Like it's just so he just does such a good job with these people.
Honestly, what I wouldn't give to just talk to Markel Wahlberg for 5 minutes. Like, yes, I would love to interview him for the podcast if that were a
Uh-huh.
possibility. But even besides that, like, I just want to talk to him for 5 minutes. I feel like he could get to the core of all of my issues immediately, and we could really find something to work on. Because last time I went to therapy, that therapist was a charlatan. So I feel like he would be
He's
better.
he's very gifted, and obviously he doesn't, he's not a licensed therapist or anything, but, like, I do feel like he's one of those people who, if he wanted to be a licensed therapist, like, would be so incredible at talk therapy. Like, he's very gifted in the way that
Yeah.
he's able to
Mhm.
empathize with people and get through to people.
If you told me that between every season of Temptation Island, Marco Warburg was working on getting his bachelor's, master's, and PhD in clinical psychology, I would believe you. Like, I really
Ew.
would.
Me too. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't really have a thought on who we should start with, so I want you to pick, Kirsten.
Okay. Oh, this is so tough because
Mhm.
I feel like let's do Sydney and Mikey first because I feel like we like
Okay.
at at the point, while there is a lot that we get from them, I feel like there's less there than with the other three couples, just because Sydney is so like, I'm done with this relationship, that it's like a little bit different. So again, we're starting this about like 10ish minutes into episode 5 because we finished the bonfire, and we're gonna this about like 20ish minutes into episode actually 8 because they left the end of episode 7 halfway through a bonfire. And again, Netflix will do you like that, but we will never do you like that.
Never.
So it's after the bonfire. Mikey is like, he comes into the villa, vibes are high. He's like, the vibes are up. He's dancing, he's yelling. And instantly, every woman is like, wow, he's acting happy as a coping mechanism and he's a broken man.
Which, yes, you don't have to be, you don't have to be Mark L. Wahlberg to see that,
No.
you know?
It's really, really funny to me. And because then he's immediately crying about her again, which like, I don't want it to seem like I think it's so good when men are expressive with their emotions and when they're crying and showing vulnerability. Like, there's a point in this batch where Mark L. Wahlberg shows that like masculinity is being brave enough to be vulnerable, and I totally agree with that. Like, I'm not making fun of Mikey for crying. I'm making fun of Mikey for pretending he's fine and not even being able to pretend he's fine for like 5 minutes and immediately going into the break. Like, just come in upset. You didn't have to do all that.
Oh, Mikey. Like, and I think that the best way to describe like Mikey over these several episodes, like when we were talking about him crying last episode, we were like, and he's sobbing, and you were like, he's weeping, and he's just weeping. Like, he's just weeping to the point that I texted Kirsten with invisible ink and was like, I think I feel bad for Mikey. And Kristen was like, okay, Mikey has reaped what he has sown. And I was like, so true. She brought me back down to earth. But he's so emotionally broken by this that I can't. I'm a human being. I'm sorry. I do feel for him. I don't think that she's wrong, but I do feel bad that he's so sad.
I mean, and like I also like, I don't like seeing people sad like that. I think I actually need to read the transcript of the text messages. So Maggie texted me and said, I have something I have to say something controversial yet brave. I said, please do. She sent the invisible text. I'm feeling badly for Mikey. I said, stand in your truth. I supported you in your emotions. And I said, Mikey sewing, party emoji, party emoji, party emoji, Mikey reaping, crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji. And like, that's the thing where we can hold multiple emotions. I feel like I've learned so much from Mark L. Wahlberg, Maggie. Like, we can feel bad for Mikey because he's upset, while also acknowledging that like, he did play some small role at least in why he feels like this. And I think that the disconnect
role.
Well, a large role. But the thing is like, I think he perceives it as, well, all the stuff that happened in college is in the past, and I have been faithful to Sydney for a year, so like, everything's fine. We up, vibes are high. And then Sydney's like, I've never been able to feel safe with Mikey because of the way he treated me in college, and we never really resolved that. And so like, to him, and he says it multiple times in this batch, Mikey's like, I was tricked into coming here, and Sydney did this on purpose to make a fool of me, and I feel horrible and I wish I never came here. Where like, Sydney's like, he came in here and the first thing he said was he's afraid of falling for women and that he's gonna shoot his shot. So like, of course I said I'm done, because he showed his true colors. He's like, well, I didn't cheat.
Yeah. And like, he's right. He didn't cheat. And he hasn't been, touching all over these women. And even like throughout these episodes, after seeing that she like has gotten, very close with Xavier, he doesn't do that in retaliation, which I do think like, gotta give points for no retaliatory cheating, but he really, in his video, he says to her, like, I know we can make it through this. Like, I know we can push through. Like and these roles are so reversed for them, where he's never been on this side of it, where somebody else is treating him poorly, and he's begging them to stay with him. Like I think that Sydney was just treated so poorly by him for so long that she's like, it doesn't have to be this way. And he treated her poorly for so long, and now he's in the position where he's like, wait, come back, like, I want to be with you, we can work this out, like, pick me, choose me, love me, you know.
And but Sydney's realized that the world doesn't revolve around Mikey, it revolves around her because she's the sun.
And also, she has the most beautiful man still. I mean, just continues to be the most beautiful man.
Yeah, it's the way that all of a sudden now Mikey has all these receipts about how Sydney's so bad, because now it's like, well, 2 weeks ago she was in the front row at my sister's wedding talking to my mom. Like 2 weeks ago she was telling my mom about how I give her everything and how I'm the best, and now she's saying that's different. I'm like, okay, it's I don't know what's not clicking, but like, of course she's gonna be nice to your mom about you. Like, what she's gonna.
It's really hard because I think, like, if you've never been in this situation, like, I have been blindsided with a breakup before, and I was very young. I was 20. And I remember being like, but last week, like, talking to him and being like, but last week everything was fine, and you said this and you said this and you said this. And he kind of had like nothing to say to that. And in my maturity and my learning, it's like, yeah, because it wasn't about what was happening last week. Like, that could have been true then, but what's true now, it like, you're looking for all of these ways to rationalize that behavior and rationalize why they should not make that decision, and rationalize like why, like, you are trying to find like an evidence-based argument basically as to like why you shouldn't be heartbroken. And it's just not the way that it works. That's just not how life goes.
This is about feelings, not facts. And so Mikey goes on a date right away with Christelle. Is it Christelle or Chriselle?
I don't know.
I'm bad at typing. I'm gonna look this up while we talk about it.
One of the three amigos.
One of the three amigos. They're on a fishing boat, and it looks like it is Christelle. So good. I did have it written correctly. My apologies. So they're on a fishing boat, and Mikey does say like, oh, when I like have a lot going on in my head, I love to go fishing. And so that's nice that they get to do that, and they're fishing on this boat together. Meanwhile, Sydney and Xavier go on a date, and it is a sensual embodiment coach. And it is just like, I know what happened somewhere in, like, especially after reading Escape by Stephen Fishbach, I feel like I can visualize the production conversations on like a show like Temptation Island. Like, I believe when he says that's not what Survivor is like, but like I could see it on Temptation Island, and they're in Hawaii, and the producers are like, Sydney and Xavier are really forming an emotional connection, but we need them to cross over into that physical connection. So we are going to get a sensual embodiment coach, and she's going to tell them to be in each other's laps and leaning into each other and getting as close as possible, dry humping. And this is what we need. And then like, I can't even remember if Sydney or Xavier is one who says it, but they're like, this date was what we needed to push us to the next level. Like, it felt good to explore the physical side of things. I'm like, yeah, of course it did. You're two of the hottest people in America.
And like I mean, Xavier kissing her neck. I was like,
during Dare, or they played Dare or Shot at the women's villa. And someone's like, Xavier, I dare you to lick Sydney's earlobe and then kiss her neck. And I'm like, I'm sorry, these dares are so outrageous, truly. Like, there's only 4 dares that ever happen on these shows, but they were into it. And after that, they were like, take Sydney upstairs, and she's like, oh, you just needed a hug. And then they finally make out. Thank
And it
God.
was a hot makeout too, like with like secret cameras kind of capturing them. Like they
Yes.
probably weren't sure that the cameras were there, which like of course they are. It's Temptation Island. The cameras are in every corner of everything.
It was the
Um,
biggest camera I've ever seen in my life.
and that was Mikey's second bonfire clip was them kissing and them getting physical.
Well, so they
Sorry,
had at the
I'm only laughing because it's like tragic kind
well, but
of.
it's so they went to the bonfire and actually the first clip was some of the sensuality workshop and the kiss at the top of
Mhm.
the stairs. And
Uh-huh.
then Mikey's like, oh my God, like, what the F? My life is going to be different. It's okay for my life to be different. Oh, I just love her so much. I thought this was it for me. I thought we'd ride off in the sunset. But then at this bonfire, they're allowed to choose, do they want to see a second clip or not? And he says, yes,
Mhm.
second clip. And it's the infamous foam party from the intro
Mhm.
montage at the start of the season. And Sydney's like painting a heart on Xavier's back. And then a confessional about like, oh yeah, everything Xavier feels so natural and genuine. He makes me feel so seen and heard. And then the kiss on the neck. And it's like, Mikey
It
is up
it's
so upset because at this point,
he's
he'd
down
never
bad.
seen anything physical, right?
Yeah, he's down bad. Mhm.
Yeah. And so
Mhm.
he's literally like, Mark, should I shut the door? Like, what do I do here? And Mark's like, well, I would never tell you to shut a door.
Mark's like, "We gotta get that final bonfire clip where you're begging her," and she's like, "Nah, dude." But yeah, I mean, it's sad. And the thing
Mhm.
is, like, if I'm at home feeling bad for him, I thought maybe I don't like that the producers have not shown her like the clips of him weeping and being like, I miss her so much. Like, to me, I think that that would be more effective to her. But they haven't shown her that at all. They've just shown him like chatting with people. And I'm like, that would like if I'm feeling bad for him, I assume Sydney would feel bad for him if she saw him like he is down bad. And it doesn't matter if she's like this isn't right for me. You know, like she still cares about him. I know that that would make her feel sad and it would be
Yeah.
hard, you
I think
know?
they don't want her to feel sad. I think production has decided Sydney is our star. She's literally effervescent.
Mhm,
We want the Sydney Xavier wedding special on Netflix. And so let's just
mhm.
keep showing her what we need to keep getting explosive clips that will then make Mikey react. Like they don't want her to have a thought in the back of her head of like, oh, I should not do this because it could hurt Mikey's feelings. They don't want that. It's reality
Sure.
TV. They're disgusting, okay? It's the way it is.
Oh my gosh, him being like, "My life is gonna be different." Oh, it's tragic, Kirsten. It's
It's
tragic.
but here's the thing. I know he hasn't cheated on Sydney in their current 1-year relationship, but that's the longest he's ever been faithful to anyone. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
the best case scenario is Mikey comes out of this experience in touch with his emotions and now
Yeah.
understanding how bad he makes people feel when he plays in
Yes.
their face the way he has in the
Yes.
past. Maybe he
So
won't do
true.
that anymore. And that is like the best case for him because like Sydney's not, she's not going to be there for you. It's not happening.
No, and I don't blame her. I'm not like, "Oh,
No.
she's terrible." Like, yeah, this is what happens when you play in people's faces and then they are able to see that like they're
Mhm.
amazing and that somebody can treat them better. Like, it's the way it goes.
100%. So then Sydney's bonfire at the same time is so she sees clips of Mikey at they do an anything but clothes party at the men's villa. Of course, Mikey's wearing a toga. I could have called that one. And it's him and Summit in confessional being like, you have to see the temptation to resist it. I saw the temptation and I resisted it. And Sydney's like, well, I'm glad that he's respecting the boundaries we set, but like this literally doesn't change anything based on what he said on day one. And I'm now seeing someone who actually like sees me and treats me well. And she's like, I don't need to
Mhm.
see another clip. I'm fine. I've got a new man.
'Cause why would she? She's done. She is done, done. I've never seen somebody on this show be like, "I literally don't care anymore," and genuinely not care.
I'm what's upsetting to me is I want to see the clips. I
Yeah.
want to see what production selected, and we'll get to it when we get to Jack and Cheyenne, but I'm really upset we didn't get to see the
Mhm.
second clip of Jack. Like I want to see what did production pick and what's what's like big enough
Mhm.
to be in the second clip to make them feel really bad? Because I feel like it was like they selected the clips, like first one is pretty standard, and then it's like turn it up to a 10 for the second clip. So
Mhm.
I would have liked to see it.
Mhm.
It then goes right
What did
into
you
video
think of
messages. Oh, sorry, no, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, we kind of touched on Mikey's message. What did you think of Sydney's message?
Um, like that she's like, I we came here with concerns and problems, and like I'm learning
The
to be myself.
the fact that she was just kinda like, "Yeah, see you soon, I guess." Like, she like, there was no he's like, "We can work through it," and she was like,
Yes.
"I'll see you soon, bye."
Like, yeah, he like Mikey's like, what I've seen of your journey, I'm confused, I'm in pain, it sucks. I'm trying to be the man that I want to be for both myself and you. We can work through this. Like, I love you today, I'll love you tomorrow. I'll see you soon. And she's like, I've learned that the bare maximum is actually the bare minimum. Like, I have clarity
Uh-huh.
and that's what I want for you. And
Mhm.
I've got to say, this bare maximum is the bare minimum is like that is cheeseball, Xavier. Like he says it again
Mhm.
in this batch as well. And I'm like, I guess it's a nice sentiment, but it's also like ultimately doesn't mean anything.
Also, I don't know if I said this on the last podcast, so if I did, I'm just repeating it because it bears repeating. When Xavier got up on the stage at the bar and was like, "This song's dedicated to Sydney," and everyone was like, "Oh," and then there was no audio of the song at all, and they just like were talking over it. I was like, "Oh, that song's terrible. That song's terrible," and they couldn't play it on on the show. Like, why else would they
I
not play his song if it
well,
was like he would want his music out there, you know?
oh yeah. Yeah, I think in this season of Temptation Island, they've gone back to like the very classic Netflix thing of music. The only music being played is music that uh they've made up for the show. Like they didn't show him playing it on the hammock either. They didn't
No.
actually show what his song sounded like. And in this one, it's just literally every song where it'll be like two people kissing and it'll be like, this is the moment we kiss for the first time. Maybe we'll kiss forever.
Yeah,
Like
what's
it's
happening? Is this covered a lot on Hot Dummies on Islands, this music
um
trope?
not generally, because normally we're covering like Too Hot to Handle and Love Island where they actually license real songs. But
Mhm.
this is very much a Love is Blind thing. I don't know how much of a
Uh-huh.
Love is Blind consumer you are, but
Mm-mm.
they
No.
love just making up these songs where it's just someone singing words that vaguely apply to what's happening on screen. And it's
Mhm.
honestly, it's frying me every time it happens. I should have been writing down the lyrics for like a game at the end of the season, but
Mhm.
I didn't. But it's so, so funny.
It is. Uh, okay, so it goes right into video messages and
Yes.
then like I don't even know what's what
It's
happens after that. It's kind
yeah,
of like mishmash, like date stuff, I guess.
yeah, it's really back and forth. So they go on dates again. Mikey goes on another date with India. This is where they have the conversation about how like she's helping him grow as a person, not even just romantically.
Mhm.
And he says like, "Oh, I'm the only big personality in my family." And then he goes, "Oh, well, except my dad. But he can turn it off and on. And you're teaching me how to turn it off and on." And I'm like, okay, sure. And then Sydney
Yeah.
and Xavier go on another date together where they like make up a secret handshake and then kiss on the
They are
beach.
I like really think that once this is over and I can find her on social media, there's going to be like photos of them dating. I think that that's
I
her
w-
man.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. This is where they also have another bonfire. And
Mhm.
this is where she sees him actually upset and that
Mhm.
he feels like he was tricked coming here and
Yeah.
all of that for the first time that emotion's coming
Uh-huh.
out and he sees her on the date saying that she's realizing she can have more from someone from day one. Their relationship feels predestined. They feel giddy, the handshake and the makeout on the beach.
Mhm.
And
He's
Mikey's upset. He's in
he's
shambles.
down bad, man. He's in shambles. And that's why I'm like, oh my God. Like it's like the reason that I say it's like tragic is because I'm not like, oh, I feel like he's been deeply wronged. I'm just like, this is sad. Like he reaped what he sowed, and like it sucks that this is the outcome and that he has to feel this pain. But you're so right. Like hopefully he will never do this again because now he knows what it feels like.
I hope so.
Mhm.
It would actually be really funny if in the end we found out that Sydney actually did bring him here specifically to embarrass him. That's like the only thing that could really flip this around, is if we found out that it was premeditated.
Well, I think someone else was premeditated, but that's a story for another day.
Well, we'll get to that, I'm
A story for
sure.
20 minutes from now.
A story for 20 minutes from now. Okay, who do you want to talk about next?
Why don't we do Scarlet and Cole?
Okay. I have a theory about Cole that
Yeah.
has come to me during this batch of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cole has actually jumped from a different dimension, like the night before they came to Temptation Island. And so like he actually has lived a very different relationship than the one that Scarlet has lived, because he's from a different world. And that's why he doesn't understand what she's saying.
I am shocked by all of it. Like I am shocked. Well, we didn't even talk about with Sydney and Mikey the like seeing going into the other villas.
Oh, that honestly, the going into other villas I thought was gonna be like way more entertaining than it actually was. Like when the girls went into the guys' villa and they all just kind of like stuck together, really like kept it classy, kept it cute. Whereas like Mikey like took a picture of Sydney and Xavier away, and like when they get back,
Mhm.
Sydney's like, my favorite picture's gone. Xavier's like,
Mhm.
okay, well you can have my favorite picture.
Yeah, I that also and like that really was kind of the big thing with Mikey and Sydney, but with Cole and Scarlet, I felt like the big story was that he went through her journal.
Yes.
And he went through her journal. Even Summit was like, I wouldn't go through Kaylee's journal. Like
It's
I don't know that you should do that.
it's so crazy, but it's also like that's the big story, but I feel like that's like saying, oh, there was a car crash and then we're missing all the other things that
So
caused it. Because like again, over and over Scarlet saying, I feel so stagnant. Cole has no depth, whatever. And Cole saying, why am I the only one who has to take accountability? All I do is apologize and take accountability. And if I'm not good enough for her, then I guess I'm just bad boyfriend and I'm the victim, actually. And but we have to talk about the date Scarlett and Bradley go on. I don't want to talk about it, but we
no,
literally
I
have
don't want
to.
to either. Must we?
No, we have to. So they go on a date and it's a
Oh
painting
my
date.
God.
Like you might have seen cute TikToks where like couples paint each other and then you like see what it looked like.
Mhm.
That could have been a cute date idea. No, this was not that. This was called a secret garden painting. And they're supposed to paint flowers that are inspired by their secret gardens. And by secret gardens, we mean genitalia. Or well, that's what the show meant. And this is where I was like, okay, Scarlet, you're out here trying to say you want depth and you want your soul to be set on fire. She literally drew the outline of a human body and drew boobs and a vagina on it. That is
Well,
not, I'm sorry, that is not what the point of this exercise is
okay.
supposed to be.
Not too much on my girl Scarlet. Okay. I feel like she was like, this is bizarro. I don't know what to do. So she was just like, I think it's like flat. Like he definitely understood. He was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
it's like this flower that I'm supposed to like, it's phallic.
Like put an
Um,
eggplant on.
exactly. But like I feel like she didn't like fully understand the prompt. And also it was awkward. Like that's deeply awkward. And I'm sure that she was like, this makes me, this is so humiliating. I don't want to do this.
See,
So
I
what
feel
was she
like
supposed to do?
it's
Sorry, go
way
ahead.
more humiliating to draw the outline of a woman's body and really paint it. Like she could have just done like a daisy and been like, this is my secret garden. Like you'll have to figure it out. She loves me not. Like the way she did it was way more awkward than just like trying to paint a flower. It was strange. I thought it was
Yeah.
very funny when he was like, here, you can have mine. And she's like, I'll look at it every night. That was funny.
I really think that for them, like, I feel kind of bad for him because I am like, this is all he can do. And like, kind of put him out of his misery a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? It's not because they're on Temptation Island, they're in this weird place where it feels like she's like putting him down at every turn because he can't like meet what she needs. But she's just expressing the way that she feels because she can't talk to him, you know? But like
Mhm.
to me, no relationship has ever been more over than this.
No. And like, every time he finds out that she has said, oh, he has no depth, I want this, blah, blah, he's like, yeah, I've heard that before. We've had that conversation a million times before. And it's like,
He doesn't.
so leave then. Like, how many times can you hear someone say, oh, you have no depth before you have to leave? Like, I'm to the point where I'm like, does Cole understand anything? Or do words just go in one ear and out the other? Because how many times can someone like, it's mean to say, oh, someone has
It
no
is.
depth, someone cannot meet,
Mhm.
like, that is, I feel like there's nicer ways that she could be expressing this. And I
I
think that she's
agree.
had to say it so many times that she's now at
Mhm.
the point where it comes across extremely blunt and kind of mean. And
Uh-huh.
I like, I feel bad for him, but I also don't, because I'm like, how many times are you gonna get like kicked and go back when someone's like attacking like you as a person, really? Like,
Yeah.
it's
It's
so
tough.
strange.
It's strange and it's tough and like I think like we went on this huge rant at the beginning about them and I was like, what's what's going on here? Like you need to be honest, you need to whatever, but like I kind of take back some of the things that I said
No,
because
you
I
don't. Stop.
well, no, because I think like he's just not like there, Like I think he just is not is not there in that way, you know?
I I see your point, but I'm also just like, I don't know, telling the truth is such a basic thing that I don't like, that stuff shouldn't be the issue. And then like,
Mhm.
I still feel honestly much like Cole, very confused about what this like depth is and what's needed. Cause like, again, at the start of the season, it's like we're both interested in work and travel and going to the gym. And I was like, the two most boring people ever alive. And now she's like,
Mhm.
I need my soul set on fire and I'm very deep and spiritual, actually. And I'm like, I feel like this should have been brought up at the beginning so that we could kind of contextualize the problems that they have, because it just doesn't make sense. But like, Cole's the guy who goes to the ABC party wearing an apron, which is clothing. Like, he just does, nothing's clicking for him. Why is he in an apron? I was like, that's clothes. It's called anything but clothes.
That that is
Anything
the
but
headline.
clothes.
That is the headline for Cole and Scarlet. Mhm.
Like,
And and I think that, like, for her, him being there and him being handsome and them doing things together was enough, but her being away from him and, like, talking to other men who are, like, you know, giving more made
mhm.
because I think, you saying, "Why wasn't this get given to us before?" Like, why didn't we know about this before? I don't know that she realized how much this was actually the problem, because I think before she was like, "It's these little lies, it's like all of these," but then she got away from him and she was like, "It's not the little lies. It's
Well,
that I need to pick a fight with him in order to get any sort of fire or connection out of him."
but like, yes, and we hear all this stuff about how it's energy this, energy that, and Cole's like, I've heard this 1 million times. So it's like, they've obviously relitigated everything 1 million times. So we go to the bonfire. Cole gets the clip of Scarlet talking to Bradley about energy, and Scarlet says when she first started dating Cole, he had never heard the term energy, which struck me as very odd. It struck me as so odd, and I say that with no judgment. It's just strange, and we need to present the news.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know that it's like, I, yeah, I feel actually like a little bit bad that I went in so hard at the beginning. I think that if I had all the context, I would have been able to be like, Cole will find the right girl for him. It's not Scarlet, but there is someone for everyone, and there are plenty of people who would be satisfied with the level of depth that Cole is bringing to the table.
Cole is
not
very
me,
much give.
but there are lots of people.
Cole is very much giving, for anyone who's a big Wicked fan, like Fiyero at the start of Dancing Through Life, like, I want to live the unexamined life, like that's very much the vibe I'm getting from him. And again, like lots of people want that. It's not actually a flaw in him. It just makes him not compatible with Scarlet. And like then we see Bradley kissing her toe, which was clearly a dare. Like you hear the person say like kiss Scarlet's toe, and then he does it. Like I didn't think that was a particularly sexy scene, but they had to include it.
No.
And Cole's like literally spits. He's like, I've heard all this before about energy. She's all about energy and the universe. Like it's all the same. Like I cross every box for her except that fiery feeling. I'm like, well, but also you're a compulsive liar. So you're not crossing every box. And I also don't believe you now when you say that, because you're a known liar. This is where I wrote, did Cole come here from another dimension? Because please be so real.
It's tough. Like truly.
It's very strange. Then, you know what? Cole, at least, he gets the second clip. He asked for the second clip, and I respect that because I want the second clip. And it's the phone party. Scarlet paints Bradley at the phone party. They kind of have a big hug. And then Scarlet talking to Sydney about how Bradley really gets her, and she now knows she doesn't have to settle. And okay, this is where Scarlet actually loses me a little bit. Sorry to be critical of your girl, but Cole says, I don't like that she used the word settle. I know the kind of man I am, and like I know how good I treat her. And then mentions that Scarlet often uses the term, quote, masculine energy to say that Cole doesn't have it. And that is, she's goofy as fuck for that. Sorry.
I need more context. I need to go investigate her social media and see who she's following to know what she means by that. Because Marka Wahlberg had the comeback of the century.
Yes, he said the true masculine energy is the courage to be vulnerable. Sorry. Yes, it's not to say that I completely write Scarlet off for saying that, but just typically when people talk about like being in their feminine or being in their masculine, like it goes along with just strange things. I don't like it. Totally agree. Scarlet sees a clip of Cole saying that like Cole doesn't get her, like she doesn't have his back, but he has hers, like him crying with Mikey about the experience. And she's like crying immediately because she's like, it's the same thing all along. Like there's a missing piece here, and he's not going anywhere. Like, do you give up a lack of depth for someone who really loves you? But what about if someone half-ass loves you, but they can go deeper? Like, I don't know. She says she wants her soul to be set on fire, and she declines the second clip. Unacceptable.
I know, which I'm like, what? What do you mean you're not going to watch a second clip? Like, that's the thing, Kaylee, we'll get to her, but she was like, I'll see any clip you have for me. Like, why would you not want to watch a second clip?
And I think especially for Scarlet, her whole thing is she feels like Cole is not doing the experience right. Cole is not understanding the issue. Cole is not actually learning and growing. What if that second clip is the one where he's like finally understanding what's going on and you just don't want to see it? I mean, it's not because he still doesn't, but like.
Totally. I don't understand it. I would never understand it. Like you said, it's not like it's a clip of him having a threesome.
Yeah.
Because I also would probably be like, I don't want to see any more of that. Like I saw what I need to see there. You know, like 100%. It's him talking and you're wanting to know if whatever.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. Then we go to video messages. Scarlett's video message to Cole is like, I really wish we hadn't set such strict boundaries because I feel like you're so focused on not physically cheating on me that you're missing everything else. This is such an opportunity for us to grow. And, you know, there's a lack of trust, communication, transparency, and depth. And I feel really let down that you're not doing any inner work or taking any accountability. Like, I'm getting to know other people and I'm getting to know myself. Like, please put in the effort. I'm doing the same. He's mad because he wanted her to just be like, I miss you and I love you, schmoopy. Everything's going to be okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying with him.
And then we need to talk about Cole's message to Scarlet, which was horrifying to me personally. Not because he like said anything so wrong, but he comes and he's like, hi, my most precious angel.
My most precious angel.
And he says it twice because then he goes and he's just talking about how the process is hard. He's gone through a lot emotionally and there's been so much depth and growth. And it's like, you're just saying the words depth and growth because you know that's important to her. But like you haven't grown or had it gone deeper. And then he goes, your most precious heart has always been top of mind to me. It's like, stop saying most precious. It's strange.
I know. I'm not into the most precious heart. There was a lot of in those video messages. There was a lot of pet names that I was like, what are we doing? You know, yeah.
It's sometimes things happen on this show that just kind of defy logic, and that's okay. He also says at the end, I miss your scent, I miss your smell, I miss your touch. Do you think he knows that scent and smell are the same thing?
No.
Or does she just like smell really good?
I would say no. He doesn't know. Kirsten.
Sorry.
Kirsten.
I'm just trying to examine the television program that we have been given to analyze, okay?
I decided that if we make fun of Cole, we're like punching. I don't know.
It's tough. It can be tough sometimes.
You know,
because then Cole goes in and he's literally like, wow, so you break the rules and now you're mad that I didn't break the rules? Why do I always have to take accountability? Why doesn't she have to take accountability? Like, you know why I lie? Because I'm scared of losing her and I'm scared of hurting her. But now I'm free because I'm not scared of it anymore. And it's like, okay, fine. Same old. He sees photos of Scarlet and Bradley when they go to the house. He's considering reading the journal. As you said, Summit says don't do that. He reads it anyway and finds that Scarlet had written a letter to Bradley that basically implied to Cole that things are over between Cole and Scarlet, and Bradley like makes her feel some kind of way, like maybe she wants to cheat on Cole with him. And now immediately Cole's like, I really wish I hadn't done that. I wish I could talk to her. I shouldn't have done that. Like, yeah, that's why what do they say about eavesdroppers? Like, don't eavesdrop. You're gonna hear stuff you don't want to hear, and so don't read someone's journal.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Like, don't. But I also don't think that he's like, I wish I wouldn't have done that because I don't like what I saw and I wish I wouldn't know. I think he was like, I shouldn't have done that because she's gonna get mad at me.
Yeah, I think it's both a little bit, but probably more so that.
Yeah, like impulse control, babe. Put it away. Yeah, it sounds like the impulse control is a big issue for you.
Yes. He's literally like, oh, this might be the final straw. And then I think him and Summit slept together that night. I'm not 100% sure. He was in the bed with one of the other men, and I'm not sure which one it was. So, but Scarlet gets back. And like, here's the thing. Scarlet had put her journal in the bottom of her suitcase under all of her clothes and like had the suitcase zipped up because she was like, I don't want him to go through it. He didn't even put it back. So then she gets home and immediately is like, my journal's right here. He went through it. And we literally have a rule at home that the journal is sacred. Don't read somebody's journal. And he did it anyway. He's in shambles. He's with Mikey in shambles. He's down bad.
Okay, I've done some investigation.
Yes.
On Scarlet.
Okay.
I found her Instagram.
Okay.
I would say it doesn't surprise me that based off of some of who she's following that she would have said that. So I take back the my girl statement. That's all I'm going to say.
When, Maggie, will you learn to just listen to what I say about people's characters?
Always. I don't know. This happens every season. This happens every Kirsten, every single season.
It's never been proven right so quick.
I literally, for the past 5 minutes, have been like furiously searching online for her Instagram. And I just have a couple of people I look up follower-wise just to see, just to see. And they were all on her follower list. So I won't be sharing that. This is not, I'm not, this is my personal stuff. But,
No. Well, but can you share it with me personally in like our text messages?
Yeah.
I want to see. It's just I've never been proven right so fast before. It feels really good.
I'm like, breaking news, Kirsten was right. Ha ha ha.
Feels really, really good. So then they do have another bonfire. And they also go on dates, and I just like, I don't care. Like Scarlet and Brad, they go on like a fire date with fire batons. And she's like, wow, this is so symbolic because I literally just said yesterday, I want my soul set on fire. It's a metaphor, Scarlet.
Some of these dates for some of these people, like truly by the end, you're just like, okay, move along.
Move along. And so Cole sees the clip of Scarlet and Bradley on the date where she's coming to realizations that she doesn't know what the right thing to do is, and she's talking about wanting depth. And Cole's just like, oh, I don't really know how to analyze this. Seems like she has a connection with this Bradley guy. So I guess we'll see how she feels in a few days, because I've seen this before. We've had this conversation.
Yeah, there's nothing more to say to me about these two.
No.
I'm interested to see what happens at this final bonfire, and if she's like, we're breaking up, or if he's talking to her and she folds and she's like, no, we can work on it. That's what's going to happen. One of those two things.
100%. And she sees the clip of him after he gets her video message where he's like, well, she broke the rules and is now mad that I didn't. And she's like, well, I have notes. This is weird. Like this again, same old. And what I really liked is right at the end, Mark, like they're talking about what decision will you make at the end? How will it be at the end? And Mark L. Wahlberg says like, just the things you have in common are not enough to get you through like the next 30 years of your lives. Like you need to really figure this out. And so I liked that from Mark L. Wahlberg because he's right. You can't just like work and travel and going to the gym and think that's going to carry you through your whole life.
Totally.
Okay. So do you want to do Kaylee and Summit or Jack and Cheyenne?
I kind of want to do Jack and Cheyenne.
Okay, let's do it.
I know we should probably save them for last, but I think that it's fun and I want to talk about them.
There's a lot with Kaylee and Summit as well, so I think that we're fine. So again, we started this batch of episodes like leaving the women's bonfire, and Cheyenne is like so mad that she.
I told you.
Like, you were right, and you were right.
I was right, and I didn't have any spoilers, guys. Like I stopped because I would never be able to like know what episode was what if I didn't like stop before we record these podcasts. So I stopped, but she immediately basically went in and was like, Jack's a cheater who wants to go into the temptation haven with me. And then it was off to the races.
Yes, the only thing that was a little different is it like seems like Preston was already her chosen person, and so it was
Yeah.
like a little less random than that. But I literally wrote in
Mhm.
my chat in my notes, Cheyenne and Preston go into the Temptation Haven. Maggie was right. Uh and like
Thank you.
I thought, and I think what we discussed last time was like we thought she'd go into the Temptation Haven and like just be in there. We didn't think anything would happen. I'm pretty sure they boned.
They definitely, I mean, there's a clip of them boning that night at least.
Well, that's a
I think
different
that
night.
something happened.
They go into
Like,
the Temptation Haven twice
mhm,
before it gets taken away. Like
mhm.
truly wild. The red light goes on in the men's villa, and Jack is literally like, "Well, that was quick. That's my girlfriend, guys. Like, I'm telling you." Mikey is weeping because he thinks it's Sydney for sure. But it's not. Jack was correct,
Sydney's like, "I don't need the
and
Temptation Haven. I'll do it all on camera."
she's like, "Yeah, we'll kiss in the corner where we don't think there's a
Yeah.
camera. It's fine."
Mhm.
Um, and Jack's like, "It's fine. It's my girlfriend. They're being bad in there." And Preston's literally like, "Are
Mhm.
you good?" And she's like, "I'm great." They might be intoxicated, they may not be. It's hard to tell when you just hear audio.
Look, my thoughts on this are like Temptation Island is made for revenge cheating, right? Like this is
Yes.
the point of it is that you watch your partner cheat on you and then you immediately get to revenge cheat. And
Mhm.
nobody is a revenge cheater, it seems like Cheyenne. Like she basically was like, "Okay, you want to do this?" And in her confessional, like on the way to the next bonfire, she's like, "I think that Jack is going to see photos of me or videos of me in the Temptation Haven, of me having a sleepover, and I can't wait." And I was like, "Yeah,
Yep.
girl, you get yours. This is the biggest toxic train wreck ever,
Mhm.
and thank you for gracing our screens with it."
I'm
But
just like, why didn't you do this to him 3 years ago when he cheated on you, and then you could have just been done with this
it's
whole thing?
I mean, who there's lots of reasons. She was really young at that point
Yeah,
still, and
that's
like people
true.
do make mistakes and like take people back because they want to give people second chances. And but the thing that was so crazy. So Jack goes into the Temptation Haven with Carter, the girl that he's been with the
Yes.
whole time.
Of course he does.
But
Like,
then
they do it with, Carter. It's also part of their plan, quote, "Kinky King's Cup," and it's, like, at a certain part, they're like, "Okay, everyone drink your drink," and the last one to finish, like, takes someone into the haven, and he just stands up and he's like, "It's fine, I'll go, like, you guys are" he calls everyone pussies a lot. I really don't like how much he likes to use
yeah.
that word, um, and he's like, "Carter, let's go, hurry up," and then they go in, like, and they say romance is dead, ladies. You know, he says, "Hurry up, let's go in the Temptation Haven," and then they go and they hook up.
Okay, and then the next part of Jack's journey is that he starts flirting with what's her name?
Jacinia.
Jacinia. And he's like, "Let's go into the Temptation Haven." And looking at him, he looks blacked out to me. He looked so drunk. And he was like, "Let's go in the Temptation Haven." And she's even like, "Jack, you're crazy. Like, what are you?" And he brings her in there. And I think they boned in the Temptation Haven.
They did. They 100% did. It's so 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 strange. Um, and he even is like, "Oh, come sleep in my bed tonight."
It
He can't.
it's
He can't even be faithful to the person he's cheating on his girlfriend with. It's so crazy. And like the only
they have
other
to do
thing
that like go ahead.
I was gonna say the only other thing I'll say is like when the light went on originally when Jack went in with Carter, um, Cheyenne was asleep, and so the next
Mhm.
morning Sydney had to be like, "Hey, just FYI, the red light came on last night," and then Cheyenne's crying in bed about it, like, and Cheyenne has like gone in with Preston. She has a confession where she's like, "Well, when I'm with Preston, I'm not thinking about Jack," and I'm like, "Oh, she is putting on a brave face, but she is not
Mhm.
okay."
And like Jack has this weird conversation with Carter where he's like, "I messed things up with us," you know? And it's like, what is going on here? The whole thing is so bizarre. And then he ends up going on his second date with Jacinia and like they end up hooking up. Like he is a hoe.
Yes, he really is, and it's literally like Carter's like, well, I'm not upset with you because you're here to live your single life. Like, whatever. Thanks for being emotional. Everything's fine. I think she's realizing, like, I've had my screen time and my
Yeah.
it's time for me to go quietly into the dark night. And yeah, now Jack's all about Jacinia. So we go to the like the original bonfire. So he gets to see Cheyenne getting picked up by Preston to go into the Temptation Haven, the kissing sounds, her saying, "Oh, straight to it. Okay." And Jack's like, "Finally." Like, yeah, it hurts me, but I'm glad she did it because we need to get out of our toxic cycle. And I'm like, Jack, you're just glad that she had sex at the same time you had sex so that you can feel like you're on like level ground.
Yep. Like literally he's just like, oh, at least I'm not the only villain. That's what it is.
Mind you, he slept with twice as many people in the same amount of time. So just goes to show. The next clip is Cheyenne when Preston stays in her bed with her and they clearly are hooking up under the blankets. And then is where like Cole out of nowhere decides to chime in and be like, fuck this chick, dude. I'm like, stop talking like that. Especially also, like they know Jack has done sex with 2 women in this time.
I know. I know it. I like that's the thing. Also, that's so funny. Jack has done sex with 2 women. Love that. Just that phrase is so good.
Is hard, and it just happens.
No, I'm not making fun of you. I'm saying that that's so funny because like that is the way that I feel about it. Like it's so sexless to me. Jack has done sex with 2 women. Like it's just but yeah, you're right.
Oh no, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say like on this show, all of the men always are like, yeah, the girls suck, but like they know the horrible behavior the other men are exhibiting. Like they know it.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. And like Jack says actually the craziest thing at this bonfire because he first of all he keeps saying like, well, now it's time to prioritize me and do me. And it's like, well, what have you been doing this whole time? That's all you've been doing is being selfish and prioritizing yourself. Please be serious. Yeah. And then he says, well, if she can be forgiving of what I've done and we can talk about it, like I'm a very forgiving person. Like I love to be with her. So like I can forgive her if she can forgive me. Like I just don't know if it's gonna happen.
He is so disingenuous. Like he is just disgusting. Like I feel like there's a when Harry Met Sally quote where she's like, you are an affront to all women and I am a woman. Like that is how I feel. Like I'm like, oh my God. Gross.
Yeah, it's extremely gross. I really don't understand why he thinks that this is okay.
No.
Cheyenne sees a clip of him asking Jacinia to go into the Haven and like running in and she's like, well, that's Jack. Like that's who he is. I'm glad he's showing the world who he is because it's not surprising. Mark's like, well, who is Cheyenne? She's like, I don't know. Like I'm just learning that I can be without Jack.
She's like, I haven't gotten that far. I just hate him.
Yeah. And like she skips the second clip because she's like, well, I don't want to see him again. Period. Ever. Like I've seen enough. And I'm like, yes, Kay, I understand that you've seen enough, but I need you to see that he went into the Haven with 2 women, which is obviously what would have been in the second clip is him going in with Carter to show like, because she already like she even makes a comment of like, wow, he can't even be like faithful to the person that he's like cheating with. But like, no, show her that it is that deep. That it literally is that deep. Because like she hasn't seen that him and Carter have actually had sex.
Yes. It's just he is disgusting. I have no other words. Gross. He is.
And when it comes to their video messages, I feel like that's where it really shows like how gross he is because he's like, shy, I miss you with all my heart. I can't even express it in words. Like, I know I've hurt you in the past and recently we've hurt each other, but like it is something we can overcome. It's not healthy and we do deserve better, but I forgive you for everything. And she's like, you forgive me?
Yes. It is literally like he's so he's like evil.
Yeah. It's so crazy. And Jack's just like, oh, I just want to see a video. I want to see what she truly feels. Like the history we have means something. Like I will not resent her. I don't want to be on bad terms with her. And then she doesn't send him a message, and he's like, well, it's what I expected. Like I have to accept it. Like tough not to get a message, but I guess she's moved on. And now it's time for me to be in a different light. And this is where he's talking to the women, and they're like, yeah, it feels like she really took your personality. And why would you want to go back in a box? I'm like, what is he
Also,
telling
these
you?
women, that's what I'm saying. These women, like, you can say, oh, they suck, but also it's like, don't listen to these men. I'm sure he's painting her in like this horrible light and saying she's done all this awful stuff to him. And it does seem like their relationship was fairly toxic, but like, look at what's in front of you. Look at his behavior. He's not a good guy.
Yeah, I find it very strange because, again, like,
hmm
obviously they would all know. They might not know about the Temptation Haven, but they would know Justinia slept
hmm
in his bed. They know Carter slept in
Yeah.
his bed and went into the Haven with him. Like, they've seen him acting like this, so I don't really understand what the situation. Like, this is normally a situation where I'd be like, oh, he must have amazing pheromones. He must smell so good that it's like getting
hmm
people on his side. But like, we've seen he's just been dousing himself in cologne because when Cheyenne goes to dump his cologne out, it's already almost empty.
And that was funny that she's like, I'm gonna spray it all. That
It's
was
like
funny.
4 sprays and it's
I
gone.
know. That's somebody who knows her partner really well and is like, this is gonna make him mad that his
Yeah.
cologne is all gone.
She knows how much cologne he brought to Hawaii, and she is
hmm
floored at how much is gone. And she's like, well,
hmm
we're done here. No more of that. Um,
Uh-huh.
they also like Jack takes all of the photos of Cheyenne and Preston out of the room. She's like, I didn't think he would go that low. Like, I was just retaliating based on what he did to me in the first place, and I don't think he remembers that. And I think she's right. He doesn't
Yep.
remember that.
No, he thinks this is a game. He
And it
literally like
is,
he
and
thinks
he's
it's
a
a
good
game.
player. He's a good player at
Yeah.
the game.
No, he's good at Temptation Island, but he's like he thinks that their life is a game. It's 5
Yes.
years of their life. You know,
He
like that's mm,
There's a point where he's talking to Carter and he's like, well, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And I'm like, bold question from someone who's already 25 and is like aspiring to be a club promoter but isn't one yet, to ask
yes.
someone's 10-year plan when they're 22. And she's like, I don't have a plan. I just like to like take things as they come. And he's like, yeah, me too. I also don't like to have a life plan. It's like, well, then why did you
Mhm.
ask her what hers was? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, yeah.
It's Cheyenne and Preston go on a date where it's Preston giving Cheyenne a massage and then they have drinks. Honestly, 10 out of 10 seems like a great date. And she says, thank you for my first massage, leading me to believe that Jack has never in 5 years given her a massage.
What part of
Crazy.
that surprises you?
I just think it's so crazy. I feel like massages are just like a normal part of like not even necessarily like romantically. Like when you like cohabitate with someone, you're like, oh, your back hurts. Like, let me help you. Let alone when you're in love.
I guess not. Not for Jack.
I'm having to really confront my own beliefs at this point in time.
Yeah.
Jack takes Justini on a date. They're having fondue in the hot tub and making out. It's like
Mhm.
they're not even talking on the date at all. Like it's literally just about the physical for him, which again
Yep.
feeds into him thinking it's a game, just like you said.
Mhm.
We go to the last bonfire. Jack sees Cheyenne on a date talking about how she thought Jack was her person, but like, fuck that man. He is not a good person. And Preston being like, I'm just excited to see where this goes, like in here and maybe out of here. And Jack's like,
Do you
yeah.
think do you think Cheyenne will leave with Preston or do you think she will leave alone?
I think she will leave with Preston. I don't think she'll actually date Preston. But I
Mhm.
think that her pride,
Yep.
she can't leave alone.
Yeah.
And she wants to really like shove it in his face of like, I'm not leaving alone.
Totally. Totally.
And I could totally see Jack being like, I want to leave with you. She's like, no, I'm leaving with someone
Yeah.
else. So then she leaves with someone else. And then he's like, okay, well, I want to leave with Justinia. And then Justinia's like, I don't want to leave with you. And he's like, okay, I'll leave with Carter then. Like, I could totally see that happening.
Don't you remember who was the guy? Kendall. and Erica, where he like really thought Erica was gonna leave with him. And then
Yes.
Erica left and he was like, okay, I guess I'll go with whoever the tempter was that season.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This
Well,
this
but that was
show.
Kendall was like one of the biggest demons ever on this show.
Kendall, I think, was the biggest demon.
I think that there's possibly room for debate, but I don't remember everyone well enough to say it. So he might be, but I don't know. I try to forget he exists. He's like, yeah, well, that's what I expected. Like, I have the ultimate decision on what I'm going to do moving forward, but I think we can mutually agree. And it's like, okay, so you're breaking up. And he's really hung up on how she doesn't speak highly of him and how it's not normal for your partner to be so mean to you. And like, he's right. It's not normal for your partner to be so mean to you and call you a loser and a bum and all of that stuff. So I do agree he deserves a romantic partner who's going to treat him better than that. But also he should treat his romantic
He doesn't
partner.
want a romantic partner. He wants to be an F-boy. Go live your F-boy fantasies, Jack. I'm sure after this show you'll have a lot of time to do that.
Oh, I just know. Like, the Vile Files always talks about this show. I just know Nick Vile's gonna like Jack.
Yuck. Who is that?
Well, he's horrible too. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know, really.
He's horrible. He was from The Bachelor and he has a podcast and he's horrible on it. Last year did on his podcast, he did the Temptation Island reunion on the podcast.
Got it. Okay.
And so
I do know who that is.
Yeah, you know him, but honestly, I wish I knew him as well as you know him, which is not very because I hate him so much. So Cheyenne sees the clip of him saying he's ready to show out in a new light. He's getting his personality back. Him kissing Justinian in the confessional, him slapping Justinian's ass in bed. Cheyenne being like, can't even stick with the same girl here. How could I have ever thought he's gonna stick with me? Like, why didn't he just leave me? And Mark's like, well, maybe the issues were less to do with fidelity and more to do with needs not being fulfilled. And it's like, yes, but also the infidelity is a problem.
Yeah. It's a mixture of both, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think that like no two people have ever needed to break up more than Jack and Cheyenne.
Yeah. Bare minimum, they're tied for first.
Shall we do Kaylee and Summit now?
We shall. Let's do it. I just wanted to. I'm thinking about maybe Cheyenne might be following some people that we're concerned about as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh my God.
What?
Well, at least not the other ones we were talking about. So that's a good sign. That's a better sign than I thought.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Okay, so Kaylee and Summit. So Kaylee comes back from the bonfire and Chris is there and he's written affirmations for her, including the one that we see is I don't need to change a thing to be amazing, which I thought was very sweet.
Again, it's like the men's villa is them all being like, you're beautiful and perfect. And the women or the women's villa with all the men are like, you're beautiful and perfect. And the men's villa is all the girls being like, here are my boobs. Here's my ass. Do you want to see me roll around in some suds? Like, it's just so narrow-minded. It's ridiculous.
But the thing is it's literally just the strategy of Temptation Island, where like the type of men that go into Temptation Island in a relationship, they will be so easily swayed by the physical. And so the women tempters, it's like, yeah, of course you're going to lean into the physical because then you can successfully tempt someone. Whereas the women in relationships that go onto Temptation Island, generally speaking, are more so dealing with issues of being consistently disrespected and treated poorly. Yep. And so like a man who is nice to them is going to accomplish way more than if the men went in and tried to do like Chippendale dance routines and like swing their dicks around, like that's not going to be successful. So it's just, I mean, it feeds into stereotypes for sure, but the whole show does. So
yeah, definitely.
That's the way it is. Summit's at the men's villa and he literally verbatim says like, I've never talked down to Kaylee before and I don't want her to change. Like, I just want to make sure she's the one and I don't think she likes me as a person. I've never talked down to her. Please be serious. I've had enough.
Summit is like, I don't even know. He's just really toxic.
Yeah, he is. He's not ready for a serious relationship or
No,
any
no.
relationship. And just the way that he also has revisionist history, and like when we
Mhm,
talk about Cole, I think Cole has revisionist history in the way of like he just doesn't understand the issue and so he's confused,
mhm,
whereas Summit I feel like is specifically trying to like manipulate the story and the facts to show himself in the
mhm.
best light. um it's really weird. It's Summit and Julianne go on a date where they go surfing. Kaylee and Chris go on a date
Mhm.
where they're just sitting in a sauna.
Okay,
Nothing
I do have to
exciting
say something
happens.
about the surfing date. They were
Okay.
both really good. They were
I
so good.
They
Summit,
were
like, at
very
one
good.
point, did a handstand on the surfboard. I was like,
Well,
"Oh my god," and sorry, go ahead.
his mom's a yoga instructor. I'm sure she's helped him have incredible core strength over his whole
I
life.
mean I mean, he said when they walked up, the girl he was on the date with was like, "Oh my god." Excuse me. She was like, "Oh my god, I you've been waiting for this." And he was like, "Yeah, I've been hoping for this." So, like, clearly he must be a surfer, in some way because he was doing amazing, but so was she. I was like, "There's no way I would have been able to do that." And I'm on my Pilates game, okay? Like, I am doing some core strength exercising in the as of late, but there's no way I would have been able to be on the surfboard the way that she was. I
It's
was very impressed with both of them.
the core strength is only part of it because like my sister, they go houseboating every summer and they do where it's
Mhm,
like the surfboard is behind the boat and they wake surf, and she's
mhm,
literally a Pilates instructor. Like her core is on lock, and it took her like the
mhm,
whole trip to be able to actually stand up on the board at the end. Like there's so much more to it. I'll admit,
mhm.
when someone did a handstand on the surfboard, I was like, show off, get out of here.
Sure, but I was a little impressed. I was like, "Oh my god, look, I have to say something nice, right? I'm allowed to say something nice?"
You're allowed to say anything you want. I don't have to say anything nice and I won't.
Of course.
Um
Mhm,
they have a combo on the beach where it's like they're so energized by each other. Like she wishes he didn't have a girlfriend. Like he talks about how he sacrifices a lot to be with Kaylee, and I'm like, I don't I
boo.
don't really know what you sacrifice.
Boo.
And everyone is talking to him about how like, well, it's not fair that your partner wants to change you and no one should make you change, blah blah, blah. I'm like, how has he flipped this around to make it seem like he's the victim when he
Yes,
is the one who has repeatedly commented on things Kaylee needs to change, not like about her body, not
and
even
that's
like,
I
oh,
think
she needs to be different. Like it's so crazy.
that's what Kaylee is saying, like, basically in all of her conversations, she's like, I think it's classic, like, she has a concern and then he makes her feel crazy for having the concern, and, like, I mean, clearly him admitting that his last partner had the same issues, like, tells me everything I need to know about him.
Like 100%. And like, yeah, if you have a pattern of telling people that they need to change their body, then actually, yeah, you do need to change as a person because you should not
Mhm.
be don't say that stuff.
Mm-mm.
It's
No.
I think that in like the current age that we're in, people have forgotten about like inside thoughts.
Mhm.
Because like I feel like sometimes you can have an intrusive thought of something that you know you shouldn't say, and or like you know that
Mhm.
even feeling that way is wrong. It's like you can just actually not say anything because
Mhm.
you shouldn't even have that thought, let alone verbalize
Mhm.
it. It's just so crazy.
It
Um
is so crazy,
like they're
especially
going
to
to
somebody
the
that you love, like,
yes.
somebody that you're supposed to love and want to feel like the idea of them feeling bad ever should make you sad.
Yes.
Like, there's not more to it than that. Like, if that is not the way that you feel about the person that you're with, you are not ready to be with that person.
And like especially when it comes to like the physical, right?
Mhm.
the way people are physically changes over time. People will gain weight, people will lose weight, people will get wrinkles, people will have changes in their body. Maybe someone will get sick. Like, you can't bank on someone physically being the same forever, because that's not how it works. The human body changes in a myriad of ways. This is not like about weight, it's about everything. Everything changes. Maybe they get really into bodybuilding, maybe they like are injured and can't do the exercises they normally do. Like, there's just so many ways. And again, time marches on for all of us. Gravity will come for all of us. Time will come for all of us. We should be so lucky as to get to grow old with someone.
Exactly.
And you will still you need to still be able to love someone when they go through these changes and seasons of life. And the fact that he seems so drilled into the physical is just more reason why he's not ready for a real relationship. Because why like, no one's gonna look the same way forever. It's just not the way it is. And it's actually such a privilege to get to be with someone as they change and grow older. That's just like, that's the best thing. That's what you want. That's what you're searching for. And so we get to the bonfire. Summit sees a clip of Kaylee getting the affirmations and her telling a story about how she was once crying in his room. And he goes outside to be with his friends and random girls and just dance with them and be happy. And Kaylee says, how could you do that to someone you love? Honestly, it's sociopathic. And like, again, we can't diagnose, but fair. And so he chooses not to watch the second clip because he's weak. And
I was about to say, that was wild too. That pissed me off. I was like, is it too much to take? Like, what?
Yeah, he can't take it. To be fair, when they're in the car back from the bonfire, he goes, my girl called me a sociopath. And I was like, that's a funny sentence. But then he's like, I treat her like a princess. No, you don't.
Yeah, clearly not.
So crazy. Kaylee gets the clip of Summit saying he feels like he sacrifices a lot to be with her. He doesn't know how to be a better partner. Why is she even dating him if he's so shady? Like, he's trying to change me. She's like, he doesn't see what's lacking. He's in denial. It's fine. Like, does he even love me enough if it's so hard for him to do the bare minimum? And it's like, no, he doesn't. Please.
Exactly, girl.
He doesn't love you enough. Run away.
Go.
She does watch the second clip because Kaylee is brave, and she sees it's Summit at the anything but clothes party. He's wearing like a bunch of playing cards in like a kind of skirt over his underwear, and he's doing the worm. And then him seeing, I can't remember which woman it was, one of the tempters is like wearing leaves and doing like a dance and twerking in front of him, and he's like, she's good. And Kayla's like, yeah, well, anyways, that's disrespectful and it makes me feel worthless. And Mark is like, you are not worthless. Yeah. You are a prize.
Yeah, Mark is like, you are a gem. He loves her. He loves her.
He loves her, and he hates Summit so much.
So the videos.
And this is where I get so upset, because they just had a bonfire where Kaylee's like, does he love me enough to even do the bare minimum? Like, this is crazy. And she goes into her message being like, I just hope we can make it work. But girl, stand up. Please stand up. His message for her is, baby girl, I love and miss you beyond words. Like, I'm always thinking about your blue eyes and your head nestled on my chest. Like, I'm so proud that I've never put you down before, and it hurts me that you talk about me that way. I just want us to be happy. She's like, never put me down.
And also, he left her message, and after he saw her message, he was like, this is the happiest I've been at Temptation Island. I now know what I have to do moving forward to do better. And then he's like, yeah, Kaylee just thinks I'm the worst guy alive. I'm like, what's not clicking? Babe, what's not clicking?
It's so funny, because her message to Summit is like, I've been taking this opportunity seriously. I'm learning a lot. I'm reflecting a lot. I'm excited for you to see how I've grown. But like, again, much like the Cole and Scarlet, she's like, this isn't just about resisting temptation. Like, we need to dig deeper. We need to find out how to make things work. I'm tired of feeling like I try harder and care more. Like, please, I want to see more from you. And he's like, well, I have clarity on what I need to do. I just need to be a better man. I just got to be a better man. I'm like, Do you know what you're talking about? Like, do you know what that means? He doesn't.
They
He also gets mad at the villa of literally just seeing pictures of Kaylee with men. Like, they're
Mhm,
not like everyone else has seen pictures of like much closer, much like more
mhm,
romantic. She's just with dudes existing,
mhm.
and he's like, "Oh, I'm so
I
mad." He
think
rips them up.
I think they're gonna leave together, Kirsten.
I'm scared
I
that they're gonna
do.
leave together. I'm getting like these few episodes made me more and more scared that they might leave together, and also more and more convinced that they absolutely should not leave
Yeah.
together because he's already starting the gaslighting about the like comments on her body in the show. Like, well, I've never put you down before, and I'm really glad I've never put you down before. It's like, how can
Mhm.
you like I know you're not looking at her, you're looking at an iPad, but like, how can you look into a camera with a straight face and say that? Like, does he actually believe he's never put her down?
Yes, I think he does.
I think Summit needs 25 to life. I don't believe in the death penalty, but if I did, it would be on the table.
Mhm,
Um, it's criminal. The way he acts
mhm.
is so horrible to me. Um, when they
Yeah,
go to the house, like she looks at his room and she's like, "Oh, I love you and I miss you." Like, no, you don't. Take it back. Stop
but
saying
also, like,
that.
he cuddled up with her little, like,
The
cat that was on her
Labubu.
bed or whatever, like, he cuddled up with it, like, I'm telling you, they're leaving together.
He was like sniffing the pillow. I know. I think you're
Mhm.
right, and I really don't want you to be right. Like,
Prep
I
yourself.
want I want you to be proven wrong as fast as you were earlier today when I was right. That's what I want. But I think that you're right, and I just am not
Mhm,
I'm not willing to accept it. Delulu is the Salulu in this
mhm.
moment for me.
Totally.
Um, Zach and Kaylee go on a date where she's like, I'm trying to be more positive and not get so angry anymore. I'm like, Kaylee, I think that the reasons why you're angry are
Yep.
valid, and just choosing not to
Yeah,
get angry is not helping anything.
I was gonna say, like, I was kind of like, "Oh, so now we're blaming ourselves.
Yeah,
So
now
now we're
we're
blaming
repressing.
ourselves."
We're
Mhm,
repressing and blaming ourselves. Awesome. Summit and Julianne go on a date again. Where someone again is talking to her like, yeah, there's absolutely nothing you have to work on. You are so awesome. I'm just trying to figure out how to grow. And he's like, she's like, you have a beautiful soul. And then I think they went to bed together.
no.
Because there was the clip when Jack brings Jacinia to bed after their date.
Mhm.
And then there was a second clip with a blonde person taking someone to bed. And so I thought it might have been Summit and Julianne, but it also might have been Cheyenne and Preston.
Yeah, it
I'm
was. It
I'm
was
not
Cheyenne and
100%
Preston.
sure.
It was
I
not,
couldn't
definitely.
tell.
Summit did not cheat on
Okay.
her. I am
I
telling you, they are leaving together.
me
Mhm.
rooting for him to cheat on her so they can leave separately. I just saw I didn't actually see who it was. I just saw blonde hair getting into bed in night view. So I was
Mhm.
like, which woman is it? Who is
No,
it?
it
And
was
I was like,
Cheyenne.
I
Mhm.
really wanted it to be Summit and Juliet. I'm so upset.
Mhm.
That makes sense why it wasn't included in the bonfire
Mhm.
clips. Um, so then we go to the bonfire and Summit sees Kaylee talking about being in her head, hoping Summit will reflect and do more than party, wanting him to take it seriously and be able to do acts of love for her without her asking.
Mhm.
She needs to see him want that and for him to be able to explain what he thinks their future is together.
Yep.
And it's so funny because all the other men have seen like people getting more physical or like seeming like real emotional connections. They're like, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
They were like, "Oh, that's a good." Yeah, they were, like, hyping him up. That was so funny.
It really made me laugh. Um,
Mhm.
Summit is really worried about the prospect of marriage because they've only been together for 1 year and like how fast do people
Mhm.
move in together and get married and all that. And Mark
Mhm.
is literally like, like when you feel like a certain way, when you like the time with them is more than the time without
Mhm.
them. And like it could happen in a year, it could happen in 2 years, it could happen in 2 weeks. I don't know. Like,
Mhm.
okay, Mark, stop trying to sell Temptation Island as a place where people meet their spouse. house. And Summit's like, I just wonder if it's okay if I ask if we could slow down a
That
little bit.
that's what I'm, like, referencing. I'm like, does he think Mark L. Wahlberg is his father? Like, he literally was, like, asking him for genuine advice in the way where he's like,
Yeah.
"Am I allowed to do that?" I was like, "Oh my god."
But it's like, obviously you're allowed to ask that. But I
Mhm,
also think if I had been dating someone for a year and I'm in my mid-20s and like
mhm,
that doesn't mean like when I try to put myself back in my mid-20s mindset and like I was not worried about like, oh, let's get married. Oh,
mm,
I'm like looking for my life partner, blah blah blah. But I think if I've
mm-mm.
been dating someone for a year and it felt serious, as someone was like, I need to slow down, I'd be like, what do you mean? Because it's not like they live together. It's not like
Yeah, that
they're
would
engaged or they have imminent plans to get married. It's like, what
exactly.
does slowing down mean to him?
Exactly, it would hurt my feelings, obviously. And
100%.
because you're right, like, what does slowing down mean? You don't wanna be with me anymore? Because that's what it feels like. If you don't
It's
wanna, like, yeah.
yeah, it's so crazy because it's like it feels to me like he's like, I don't want to be exclusive. Can we slow down and like be not exclusive anymore? Is the vibe I get from that. But we don't know. He hasn't actually said that. That's just me putting
Mhm,
my brain onto it. So we'll find out. Um, uh, Summit talks about how his mom tells him to not be such a people pleaser, and I have to ask: is any person pleased by Summit? Let's be serious. It's like nobody's pleased. Um, and yeah, Summit is worried about Kaylee talking down on him and not being happy for him. Which again, who's talking down on whom?
mhm,
Come on.
totally.
Um,
Do you have
yeah,
Yeah, do you have any more thoughts? I've planted my flag in the Summit Kaylee of it all, that I think that they're leaving together, and yeah, I think that they
yeah.
will be the one couple that leaves together. I could see Scarlett and Cole leaving together, but I could also see her breaking up with him, which will be a very dramatic and sad scene.
No, I think she's been
Um,
too mean to him for them to leave together.
yeah,
The only thing I would add is like she sees just the scenes of Julianne and Summit on the beach. It's nothing really,
yeah,
but she
mhm,
says, "Oh yeah, it looks like someone is falling for Summit." Like she sees all the amazing qualities I see in him. Like I knew people here would see how amazing he is the way that I do. And I think that she is projecting that because another woman is interested in him, that maybe something has been fixed when nothing has been addressed. And yeah, it made me extremely worried that they'll leave
mhm,
together, but Mark leaves them with the mic drop moment of like, it's possible that someone made you feel like you're not special and you believed it. Like you're
mhm.
better than this. And Mark is putting in overtime to try to get them to break up.
Yeah, I mean, Mark wants her to have the self-confidence to leave him, but I just don't know that we'll be there yet. I'm just I don't know that I'm convinced, but maybe I could come on and be wrong. You never know.
I I hope, pray, and beg to every deity that
Mhm.
I don't believe in that you are wrong and I'm wrong because I agree with you. Like I think you're
Mhm.
right and I agree with you, but I just want to be wrong so bad. I'm so excited to see this last like episode and a half of the
Me too.
season
I
and see
can't
where
wait.
things go. I really
Mhm.
hope they do a live reunion for this
So
season.
fun.
Like they didn't do one last year. I really hope they do one this year because I need to see
Mhm.
the updates. But yeah, I think that's all for episodes 5 to 7.5 of Temptation Island.
Yes, and, next episode, we will be talking about the final episodes, but I do think that Kirsten and I last season, there was a ton of postseason content. So Kirsten
Hmm.
and I have talked about how we're open if there's a lot, again, to hop back on and kind of recap what we've been seeing and follow along.
Yes.
So, just really, really excited to see how this all unfolds, and thank you guys for coming on the journey with us. You can find me everywhere at ML Morgan _ Instagram, TikTok, and then on Blue Sky, just at ML Morgan. Kirsten, where can they find you?
Yeah, everywhere at Kirsten Said What and listen to Mass Magnets and Love Island
Woohoo!
Beyond the Villas back next week. And thank you so much for listening. Again, we're live, we're on YouTube. So you can go to
Yeah.
youtube.com/at RHAP and you can go into the comments, tell us what you think. We'd love to see it. We also, our love language is 5-star reviews on Apple
Mhm.
Podcasts and Spotify. So if you could give us those, that also feels really great, and we would love to see it. But we'll be back next time to talk about episodes 8 and 9 of Temptation Island 2026. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.